All right, good evening, everyone. How we doing? Ready to go? Ready to go to Ireland again? I was going to start out with the introduction of who we are and why we're here, but as I look around the room, I only see two faces that I don't think have traveled with us before. Have you traveled with us before? I'll give you the Reader's Digest version then. Dream Vacations is a dream that my business partner and I had 30 years ago. It'll be 30 years in April. We started working. I know it doesn't seem possible, does it? We decided that when we grew up, that our next job was going to be travel. And we bought a franchise with a company called Cruise One. About 8-9 years ago, that name changed from Cruise One to Dream Vacations to represent the fact that we did a lot more than cruising. So we have been around here for quite a while. These are all familiar faces that have traveled with us before. So I won't sing our praises, but feel free to ask anybody out of my earshot what they think of us, because you get a more honest answer if we're out of earshot, right? So we're going to jump right into the itinerary. I promised that I would try to stay on track and be on point with getting all the information out to you. We have never traveled to Ireland in October, so this is a brand new time of year for us to go. And we chose it for a couple of reasons. Number one, shoulder season, either before Memorial Day, after Labor Day, always a better time target for price point. So, you know, that's the savings is one aspect. The weather is still agreeable, but it is not overcrowded, because in the summer, despite how we have changed over the years with our habits, we are still a summer tourist crowd. So especially in Europe, you find that your biggest crowds are from the end of May until the beginning of September. So we avoid the crowds by going in the shoulder seasons as well. So I checked the weather for Ireland for next October, or for October generally, right around what we are experiencing here, actually. 50s, between the mid 40s and upper 50s is the general rule. So sweaters, sweaters and jackets and layers that you can take off, peel off, and put on as you need. So should be very comfortable weather. Rain is always a factor in Ireland. It's going to rain. You're in Ireland. But when you get there and see how green it is, you know why it's so green, because you get rain. You get rain all the time. But it varies, just like the weather varies here. So it should be good for us next year looking at it. I don't have my front sheet. I don't know what I did with it. Well, but I wrote my note. Yeah, I don't know what I did with it. Maybe I put it back over there. Okay, but we are looking, as you can see, we are flying into Dublin. But from Dublin, normally we would go either down around the circle to the south and across to do the southern part of Ireland, or if we were doing the north, we would fly into Shannon and do Shannon to Dublin. Because of the flight situation, the way things are today, we don't want to risk that we plan on flying into Shannon only to find out that we don't have good connections. So we're flying into Dublin, and we'll be trekking cross country, going from actually Dublin on the east to Armagh on the west. And Armagh is a very interesting northern city, small city, 1,600-ish or 16,000-ish people, in Ireland, that has two major cathedrals. Both of them are St. Patrick's. Both of them represent, obviously, the patron saint for the island. One is the Anglican Church and one is the Catholic Church. Now, that is an anomaly. That is a contradiction in Ireland. Those of you who've gone before know that the cultures are still very separated, and the atmosphere is still the same. I compare it to the North and the South in the United States. We are all good friends. We all get along really well, but not one of us believes for 1 second that, as a Northerner going south, that they've forgotten that we won the war. They haven't. I have relatives in Tennessee, and I can tell you every time I go to see them, they say, "Here come the Yankees." It is a bit the same in Ireland with the church. So the fact that we're going to Armagh, I'm very excited. It's a spot that I have not visited yet. and being able to visit the Anglican St. Patrick's Church and the Catholic St. Patrick's Church is a major point to stop at. So looking forward to that. It's also full of a lot of history and culture, and because it is the seat that has combined the two cultures in Ireland, because if for those of you that aren't aware, Northern Ireland is a collection of 5 counties in northeastern Ireland that is still under British rule, under the British government. So we spend the pound there. They answer to the crown there. The Republic of Ireland is the rest of Ireland that is run by the Republic of Ireland, and we spend the euro there, and it's a different culture. So they have, in this tiny island, they have two very distinct cultures going on. Interesting conflicts. So the fact that we're getting there is going to be, I think, interesting and exciting in itself. From there, we are headed to Donegal. Donegal is a major player in the culture and the history of Ireland, in that it was one of the jumping off points for many of the immigrants to come to the United States. So my family is from Donegal, yet I think when I start doing the genealogy and studying, I'm going to find out that they probably got on a vessel in Donegal to come to the United States. They might be from someplace else there, a little bit further east. We'll find out. One of these days I'll find out. But Donegal is an interesting community that has a lot to offer us too, as far as the history and the culture and the things that we can do there. And if I'm going too fast, I apologize, but I'm figuring everybody is reading as I am going. I want to make sure we get through it all. As you notice, we'll be staying 2 nights in Donegal. And while we are there, we are visiting the Triona Tweeds woolen mills. For those of you that have gone before, yeah. Sue, maybe you'd be better to tell us about her. Pernell, maybe you'd be better to tell us about. Well, this is a piece that you might find when you go there. We'll have a show and tell one night, because Pernell, Sue, I know you guys have got tons of things, but Irish wool is very distinctive, just like Scottish wool is very distinctive, or even the Argentine wools. This is very distinctive. And it's very lightweight, but it's extremely warm. So when you're looking for that, that piece that you need to get through Pennsylvania winters, this is what you want, folks. It's beautiful. But the reason that we like to stop at Triona Woolen Mills is multifold. First of all, it is amazing. The product that they have is absolutely amazing. Not only have the wools and the tweeds, but they also have beautiful jewelry, beautiful pieces that you're gonna want to bring up. Might be showing them off here. Everybody's got their little pieces to show off. They are lovely, but most importantly, it is a family owned and operated business. Has been since its inception over 100 years ago. And the family will be there to greet people and to show you what they have in their store. When you first go in, they also take us back to the back of the showroom, where they have a demonstration of how they weave their tweeds. It's amazing. It is absolutely incredible. And they still do that very simple loom and weaving. It's not mass produced cloth. So it's very interesting to see that. They're going to offer you an Irish coffee or 2 or 3, and that makes you very happy to shop. But their wares are wonderful. They're very interesting people. And the first time I went was in 2010, Vernell, or 11. 2010 or 11 was the first time we visited Triona, because our driver was a wonderful guy that said, this is a place you need to stop. And we don't go to Ireland without going to Triona, because it's just a special place to visit. So we were going to Triona while we were in Donegal, my homeland. And then again, like I said, we're staying there 2 nights. And we'll have a chance to get to the hotel, settle in, and have the evening there to ourselves. So when we have the evening to ourselves, we will talk about the plans for those times later, as we're getting closer. Excuse me, closer to travel. However, the time that is quote unquote downtime, or time to ourselves, is the time that we get to go out and explore the things that we enjoy most. You may find a library is the most exciting and interesting place in a community. I will tell you that I find the zoo to be the most exciting, interesting place. The next guy might find the pub. So because we all have very different ideas of what the best place to go is, we want to make sure that everybody has time to visit places on their own. So you'll notice that that is also a theme throughout the week that we are there, that you'll have time to explore the places that we visit. So on our way out of Donegal, we're going to go to Glenvaugh Castle, which, could you scroll back? Do you mind, Lark?
Yeah.
If you could scroll back to the original. This is Glenvaugh Castle. Lark made this up for us. She did such a beautiful job. Thank you very much. And this is where we will be visiting. The castle is open for us to tour, but the grounds are also available and absolutely stunning. Botanical gardens and the situation is on the water. It's absolutely beautiful there. While we're here, I'll just point out, this is, I believe, an overview of Giant's Causeway, which doesn't show the pillars, but it does show these shadows back here are Scotland. So on a good day, when we go to Giant's Causeway, which we will be visiting, can't go to Ireland without going to the causeway, you will be able to see perhaps the most southern western part of Scotland. Okay, and then down here is Dublin. This is Grafton Street. And Grafton Street is the comparison to Times Square. If you go to Times Square and you like the chaos and the interest and all the diversity that is going on there, and the street mimes and the street vendors that are out, Grafton Street is where you're going to find that in Dublin, and it's most interesting. Matter of fact, it's a great place to get a cup of coffee, sit down at an outside table and just watch the people. It's awesome. And then this is the prison that we will be visiting. I'm gonna try to keep Saul out of it. I'm gonna try to do that. This is a brand new stop for me. I have never been there before, but we're always looking for new and interesting and different points of interest. So we'll see what that has to offer us. And make sure that all of us come home. Okay, so we'll be going to Glenvaugh Castle. And on your sheet, you can see that it talks about the finest gardens and offers luxurious interior. It was built by John George Adair. He's often referred to as Blackjack. He was a businessman, a very successful businessman. We can talk more about his history later on. We'll also be visiting the Irish premium oysters. Anybody like oysters?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Gotta tell you, when I saw that, I thought, okay, oysters are not my gig, but I have not been there before. It's something different that we will be experiencing, something that new that we'll be experiencing. And as you'll see, again, the theme goes on. It's family owned and operated. So we're not only enjoying different aspects of Ireland for ourselves and learning more about there, but we're also supporting their local culture. And since we're with the chamber and we understand the importance and the value of those local cultures, we thought that's a fun plus. So we'll be doing that. And yes, Stacy, you will get to taste those oysters. Yeah. Okay. And then that night we have dinner in the evening or on our own. Now, there are some evenings where meals are included. Nothing is mandatory. I think we all understand that. Nothing is a must. I have to. You can explore on your own. You can go off from the group if you choose to. But the dinners that are included are a nice time for us to come back together and reconnect and share our experiences of the day and what we did different from each other. But the evenings that we have on our own are also nice because we can go out and explore and try the different pubs and the different little side streets and look for the local businesses that we wouldn't explore if we were all together as one group. Okay, so then the next day we are headed to this will be exciting for those of you from Greencastle, and we did get a big reply from people that are interested in visiting Greencastle. We had hoped to have it on our last tour. Unfortunately, that time just didn't pan out. It didn't work. So we will be visiting Greencastle this time. Maybe we'll be able to connect with their chamber there and say a hello and get a picture there. Don't know yet, haven't gotten those details worked out. But it is a beautiful little fishing community. It is off the beaten track. If you look at the map of Ireland, you'll see that it is way, way north, out on a peninsula. So it is a trek to get there and a trek to get back to the main circuit, the mainland from there. But a trip that we thought was well worth a visit since we live about 11 miles from Greencastle here. So we will be visiting Greencastle. And they talk about the seafood there, so might be able to get some more oysters there, Stace. Then we're headed from there, we head on to Derry. And Derry is a very interesting community as well. It is still a walled community. When we go there, it used to be, up until recent years, it was called Londonderry. It was called Londonderry because it was part of Northern Ireland, and England was in the fight, I hate to say fight, but in the throes of trying to keep that as part of Northern Ireland. Derry broke free. It is part of the Republic of Ireland, but the visit to Derry is absolutely so informative, so interesting, because it demonstrates the history of what was going on in the culture before life settled down, before the split was made between Northern Ireland and the Republic. And there we will have a guided tour, which is nice, because it's great when you're especially looking at those historical sites. I compare this one to going to Gettysburg. You can walk Gettysburg and you can read all the monuments. You can figure out pretty much if you know a little bit, but you don't get all the details. We're going to have a guide that will walk the wall with us, and the wall is the whole way around the city. So the guide will make sure to point out all the little details that we may otherwise miss. I love going to Derry. That's going to be a great day. Okay, we'll do the tour, and then we are spending the night in Derry. Dinner in the evening will be on our own. So once you've had a chance, or we've had a chance to walk that tour, we can go back to the little pubs and the little places that we found interesting, and have some dinner, and drink and Irish music, and every place we go, we're going to try to pull out those spots and make sure that we get to visit at least a couple of them. And we're trying to not crowd the day so crammed so tight that by the end of the day that you aren't exhausted and ready to drop. So should be good. Okay, then from Derry, we're headed on to Belfast. Now, we talked about Giant's Causeway a little bit. If you've done any research or studying about Giant's Causeway, you know that it is, it's an amazing, oh, the words, I am sorry, it's the end of the day, my words leave me. Stones, rock formations. Mm-hmm. It is pillars that look like we have sculpted pillars and driven them into the ground, stacked side by side by side by side. The myth that goes along with that is that the giants built those pillars so that they could step from Scotland, Ireland, and Ireland back to Scotland again, thus Giant's Causeway. It is an amazing, amazing visit. I'm hoping that the weather agrees with us, so we don't get blown off the causeway. We had that experience the first time we went. But it's an interesting scientific place to visit, as well as the history and the culture that go along there. And if we're lucky, we're going to get to see Scotland while we're there. You can walk out on the rocks, get lots of pictures. So we'll visit there, and then one of my favorites. Oh, it's good. Yeah, you can read all about it there. Much more prolific and interesting than I am. Glenshane Country Farm. We're going there for a sheepdog demonstration. Now, for those of you that have traveled with me, you know that zoos and dogs and kids, that's the order. Well, maybe the kids come first sometimes, depending. But you can't go without seeing the animals, seeing the dogs, seeing the sheep. Sheep are such an important part of the culture, the history, and the economy of Ireland that you have to go, you have to see. We've seen sheep shearing, we've gone to the farms and watched them make the scones, and we've seen the herding. And so this is a farm that I have never visited. I have no idea what his presentation will be, their presentation will be, but again, As the theme continues, it is a family-owned and operated farm, not some commercial business. So we're going to somebody's house. We're going to get to see how they run their farm, how they train their dogs to herd their sheep, and what goes on there. I'm excited about that. I keep threatening to bring a sheep back with me sometime. Yeah, that hasn't happened, probably will not. Next 2 nights are in Belfast. From there we go, and I have not stayed at the 10 Square Hotel. I did look it up. Looks like a lovely property. And that first night in Belfast, we will have dinner together. We will spend 2 nights in Belfast. Belfast is the city that is in Northern Ireland, the biggest place in Northern Ireland. There is lots to see. There is lots to do there, history, culture. Part of our tour, I am counting on our guide doing a tour of the city with us while we're in our bus to be able to see the streets. When Cromwell lived, there was lots of tension, and the graffiti is still on the walls there. The Wailing Wall is still there. It's an important part of Ireland to see, to be reminded that lots of history, lots of heartache, lots of good things happened, and bad as well, to make it the country that it is today, and feel the difference between the North and the South. The people in Belfast are absolutely wonderful and welcoming. It's a beautiful city that we will find lots of things to do and see. While we're there, we'll be visiting the Titanic Museum. Of course, you can't go to Belfast and not go to the Titanic Museum. And for those of you that have visited before, and those of you that I have visited with before, I have to say, I say the same thing each time I talk with people. I never have been a fan of Titanic. When the movie came out, it was not my favorite. If I heard the word rose one more time, I was going after Jack myself. So it's nothing that I thought, oh, wow, I have to be there. But I would not even think now of going to Belfast without going back to the museum, the third, the fourth, the sixth, whatever time it is that I have been there. Because each time I go, I find something a little bit different. I read a little bit more history. I realize a little bit more of the things that happened and the beautiful events that took place, the playing of the violin and so many other wonderful, very philanthropic gestures that people made while they were on the ship. So we will have the time to visit the Titanic Museum while we're there. And of course, St. Patrick's in the cemetery and all the other wonderful historic sites that are there too. There are probably 1,000 different little pubs that are wonderful and inviting that will be open for us to step into and enjoy some good music and some beverages. Their milk is wonderful. Everything is wonderful there. And that is also where we're going to go to the Crumlin Road Goal. And that is the prison that we talked about earlier. I have not been there before, so it's a whole new venture for me. I'm going to try to do a little bit more research, find out what we exactly will be experiencing while we're there. I doubt, Sue, that the torture chamber is turned into a bar in that one. I'm pretty sure probably not. But at each of these places, they have a bar at every place. Who am I kidding? There'll be a bar. But at each of these places, that they have a gift shop. 1,014 of them that we'll visit. And we will be sure to make sure to direct everyone that if you're looking for authentic Aran sweaters, if you're looking for Donegal tweeds and wools, and if you're looking for the traditional clad, that we make sure that you find the places that offer you the best quality as well as the best value for your money. Okay, our last stop after Belfast is we are going to zip down to Dublin. And I say we're going to zip down because originally we had planned a stop or two along the way from Belfast to Dublin to break up the trip. But I talked with Rebecca, who is the person that we work with at Celtic, and Lark and I talked. One of the stops was botanical garden. And for those of you that love your botanical gardens, and we're hoping to see 10 of them, you're only going to see 9 because we thought it was a good idea to take this one away. Because Dublin is fabulous. We're going into Dublin, we're spending 5 minutes and we're heading northwest on our first day in. If we don't take that day in Dublin, we aren't going to have it. So we're going to come directly from Belfast down to Dublin and get to enjoy the city. And we have planned absolutely nothing for our stay there, nothing for our time in the city. However, I would like to suggest that everybody do a little bit of homework, do a little bit of research, and see what places that you'd like to visit. I've got a map started already of some ideas that I think are good ones. But that evening will be our last evening together. And that evening, I like to plan dinner. And I'll check with Mick and see if it's still good. But there is a great little restaurant in the city that is easy to walk from place to place too. It's called The Church. And I would like to plan dinner for all of us that last night together. Invite our driver guide to come with us. At that point, we can show our thanks to him or both, whoever it might be, for being such a wonderful host while we're enjoying their country. So that is the only night that I would like to infringe on your free time. It's not, again, nothing is mandatory. You don't have to go, but it's a great time to come back together and say our goodbyes and yeah. And then the next day we head back home. Now, we were talking about airfare before you all came in, just to go over, well, no, before we do the airfare, let's just go over, if you could scroll down, Lark, to what's included. Is it on there?
Yes.
Okay.
Hang on a second. All right, let's do this right-handed instead of left-handed. That process.
Okay. Anytime that we have something listed on the itinerary that we are going in to visit, for instance, I'll use the Titanic Museum. Your fare into the Titanic Museum has already been paid. Now, they're usually not very, very high charge, or the Glenville Castle, not usually a high figure, £5, maybe £10 at the most. But the convenience with that is that you don't wait in line. We get off our coach and we go right to the door and walk right in. So it's nice to have that preferential treatment and not have to stand in line. But what's included is the 7 nights at the great hotels. And those of who all was in Ireland this year? Yeah. Oh, I think there's one more. I have to tell this story because when it says first class, superior first class hotel. Okay. So this is our 357th time that we've gone to Ireland. Celtic is absolutely my favorite company to work with. I love how they do things. I love how they plan things. But the young lady that planned our tour for this past May, I'm not sure exactly what happened with her thinking, but our last nights, we had 2 nights in Dublin. She booked us into a place called The House. And it was a house of horrors. I don't know how to describe it, except that when we walked in, they were not friendly. They were not nice. I thought we had switched countries. I thought we were in France. It was horrible. And it was a house that had been turned into a hotel. Great little breakfast and great little dining room and pub downstairs. But I want to tell you, getting to the rooms, if you've been in Europe, you know how small the elevators are. This was a half elevator. This was a half of a European elevator even. So that was difficult. Our guests ended up dragging their luggage up and down the steps, most of them by themselves. The men were amazing. The guys were absolutely incredible. We get to the rooms. I've got pictures that I will share another time. Don't want to scare anybody off tonight.
You couldn't get in the room.
Yes. And if you did get in the room, you had to back in, close the door behind you, and then back around the bed into the bathroom. It was just incredible. All that to say, we were headed out that night because we were going to the Abbey or going to Poor. Yeah. Yes, we were off to an evening, an Irish evening. So didn't have time to really talk about it with the driver, with our guide. But I said to him, when I had a minute, this is not good. This is not going to fly. He had not been to his room yet, so he had no idea. He thought we were making it up. Exaggerating. He did. He really did. He thought we were being biddies. Until the next morning, I see him and he goes, "Oh my God. This is a nightmare. I said, I know. I've already reached out to Celtic Tours and he said, so did I. We are on our way to the Guinness store to tour Guinness that day. And in the middle of Guinness, I got a call from Celtic Tours. Kathy, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. We booked you into another hotel. Your driver has said everything is taken care of. He will get you there. When you leave Guinness, he's going to take you back to the house. The house on Haunted Hill. And he's then going to get you to the new hotel, which was luxurious. One that we would not have afforded on our budget. But they were real happy to make everybody happy. It was that's how bad it was. So I say that with the hotels, knowing that we have experienced when they looked at it and said, oh, that was a mistake. That was not good. And they correct it quickly. That's the only time in all the times we've gone it happened, but it was a great memory, right? Yeah, we got a memory. A full Irish breakfast daily, every day except the day that we get in. They will have fed us 47 times on our flight going over. When we get off our flight, we will meet our guide at the airport and we will start our tour. So we will have already had time to eat and have our coffee and that sort of thing. But every morning they will have a full Irish breakfast. And I learned when I went to Ireland that the Irish are very serious about breakfast. You're gonna have lots to eat. You're gonna have lots of choices. It's not gonna be a Danish and a coffee. They're serious about breakfast and you may find Jameson on the menu. Just saying, but every day it's a buffet. And then 3 evenings, we have dinner already scheduled. Hey, Dale! We have dinner already scheduled at the hotel. Full sightseeing by a deluxe motor coach. They're very nice, comfortable, air conditioning. How you doing? I'm glad you could make it. Thank you. Professional Irish guide. We have had several guides when we have been there. And I have to say, each one brought a different personality. Each one brought a different flavor to the table. And each one was fabulous. The first time I was there, I thought you'll never get a better guide. And then we found a second guide and a third and a fifth, and they're all really great. But I will tell you now, we have requested Mick. Yeah, we have. We've requested Mick. Hopefully we will have, I did tell you the story. My niece couldn't go on the tour that we went in May. And so I sent her to Ireland last May. The week before we were there, she had Mick. She had Mick. We didn't get him because she got him.
I wouldn't bring Oliver home then.
Oh, I could have brought Oliver home. I put his name down. I said, we love Oliver. We would be so thrilled to have him again because he was wonderful. So it doesn't matter who our guide's going to be. They will be fabulous. But like every place, we do have our favorites. So we'll see. We'll see. The visits to Long Meadow Cider Tour. Oh, I forgot the cider tour. So we are in the heart of apple country here. And I mentioned making the applesauce earlier, Stace. Yeah. We're going to apple country there. Yes. So we're going to a cider tasting. But okay, so
fireweed is the big question.
we are not going to get fireweed in Ireland, I don't think. Unless you're talking about their gin, and then their gin is really quite good too.
Okay.
Yeah. So Long Meadow Cider Tour, forgot to mention that in tasting. Free on a Tweed Center. There's no entrance fee into there, but it's included Dunbar Castle, the Oyster Tour, the walking tour. There would be a charge for that. Giant's Causeway a charge, Glenshire a charge, Titanic a charge, the Gold charge. All of those are included. So those entry fees are taken care of, which, like I said, not a great fee, but it does mean that we get to walk right in the door. We don't have to wait in line behind other people to get a ticket. Big deal. Portage of 1 suitcase per person. One suitcase. We can all do it. And I had a friend that gave me the greatest advice ever. Now, last time I have to admit, I did not pack well. I did not. Okay, I know you're looking at me. It's true.
I never.
But my friend always took everything that she wanted to get rid of and more. Who cares what I look like while I'm there? These jeans, I'll give them away. These shoes, I'll leave them behind. These underwear, I'm throwing them away anyway. They're going in the garbage anyway, so they're going to go in the garbage there. And she emptied her suitcase as she went and filled it with her souvenirs to bring back. She was brilliant. I needed more of her tutelage, but, so our portage of one bag is taken care of, and how it works is like on most every land tour. We get on the bus and our driver takes us for the tour during the day. We reach our hotel, we get off the bus. They are greeting us with our cards for our rooms, and our guide is making sure that all of our bags are portered to our room. The only thing we have to do is set them outside our door the next day for them to pick up. And the great thing is that the guides will make sure that all of us, either on our phones or on a paper sheet near the breakfast area or near the front desk, has our itinerary for the next day, what time we need to be there, what time we need to be ready to get on the bus, et cetera, et cetera. So they do work really hard for us. And can I have it lower?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Kids.
And the Cathy Tourist flight bag and portfolio. Tips to the driver are not included. They never are. They don't allow us to do that. The taxes are, and the tips anyplace else are taken care of. Although I highly recommend that if we have a guide that hops on the bus, or if we go on a tour, that you offer the guide that takes you a token of your appreciation, a pound while we're down south or up north, and a euro when we're in the Republic. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just for the appreciation, showing the appreciation. Yes, ma'am.
Stacy wants to know what a pound is.
What is a pound?
Oh, well, in England, in the UK, and the Republic of Ireland, which is up in the northeast of Ireland, is part of the UK. And the UK still uses the pound sterling.
What's it equivalent to in?
$1.
Okay.
Yes,
I
yes.
know what a pound was.
Yes.
Was just-
Now, depending on the exchange, it varies. I think the dollar is weak, and so $1.30 right now.
Yeah.
But we will know that before we go and make sure that everybody knows their exchange.
Okay.
Yeah, good question. All right, so that is the only thing that is a must that is not included. And the other not included item on there is travel protection. Cathy Tours offers travel protection. Dream Vacations offers travel protection. They are both great. It is dependent on what works best for you. I will tell you that I don't know, because I don't use Cathy Tours travel protection. I don't know exactly what they cover and how they cover. But I do know that they are quality, so I would feel comfortable saying if you read and are happy with what they are offering, I would feel comfortable with you purchasing theirs. I can tell you what Dream Vacations offers. It's leisure care. It is the insurance that Rhonda and I have both used for the past 30 years because we believe in it. Because it brings your money back to you when you need it, right? Sue and Richard had to cancel in May, and you get your money back. They do what they say they're going to do. So those two items are not included. We haven't purchased the airfare yet because we're waiting. It's not completely published yet, but some of us did do a little research today and found that the airfare rates right now are incredible. So we are going to stay on top of it, and hopefully we can find rates that are staying incredible. We're talking like under $500.
Wow.
I know, unbelievable. I sent out to, just so you know, to Rebecca and said, we will fly from BWI, IAD, Dulles, DCA, Reagan, Newark, EWR, Newark, New Jersey. Don't scoff at Newark, it's wonderful. Or Philadelphia. We are fortunate to have 5 major airports at our fingertips. And the reason I did that is because when I was looking at airfare, the airfare out of Newark was $368.
Wow.
But can you find
Let me just let you sit on
Can you
that
find
for a minute. As opposed to $368. And I thought, Newark is a 3-hour bus drive. I'm not saying that that's a great deal or not a big deal, but when you consider that we can get transportation, and we do the round trip transportation from here to the airport and then back again. When you think that even if we spend $150 per person on transportation round trip, you're still saving a bundle. So I will most likely rule out BWI because they don't have direct flights both ways. We want nonstops. We don't want to waste our time in the air or in somebody else's hotel or airport waiting, thank you, waiting to get in. So most likely BWI will be taken off the table, but the other four airports, I will come back. I will not make the decision. Lark will not make the decision, nor will Rhonda without talking to all of you. But I will tell you ahead of time, we'll make a recommendation. It will be up to the group to say which airport they prefer going out of. But if we can get rates that are that reasonable, we need to consider, we need to look at them. Okay, all right.
No.
Kathy.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a quick FYI,
Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. Yes,
We do have a typo on here, with the day we come back is the 18th, and whenever we fly out, we'll be on the 10th, right?
that is correct. Oh, thank you. Yes, yes. I have no idea, and I corrected it on my sheet and forgot to mention it. Thank you, Laura. Our return day is Sunday, October 18th. Yes, typo. All of you that have traveled with us before, you know though, that when I do the paperwork, I always make a typo somewhere. Yeah. And the tour does start on the 11th, but we will fly out on the 10th because we do a red eye to Europe. So the long part of our day is that we will leave our airport here sometime in the evening. We will arrive in Dublin, early in the morning to start our day. So we will have that first day is going to be a long day. However, the return trip is awesome because that 6 hours that we lost on the way over, we're getting on the way back. So it will be wonderful for us because one of the flights that I saw today left at 9 in the morning. We were back in DC or in Newark at noon. I thought, that's awfully nice. We'll see. We'll see what it has to offer. Thank you, Laura. So just make that adjustment so that for those of you that are working around work schedules, departure on the 10th, return on the 18th.
No, 17th.
18th,
When you look at the dates, when you correct the dates,
Saturday the 17th. Yeah, Sunday the 18th.
but you have the dates wrong at the top, which makes all of them wrong.
Well, we're flying out on the 10th
Oh, okay.
because you do a red eye,
It's
Right,
11.
so
Yeah.
that one's 10, and then you go down 11, 12.
Sunday to Sunday. At
Right.
7 to the 11 is 18th.
I 10 pounds of cover, just.
Yeah. It's not adding up in your head. Wait till it clicks. Wait till it clicks. If we leave on Sunday, the 11th, and we return on Sunday, the 18th.
Yeah. but-
That's the tour. That's the tour part. But we're flying on Saturday, the 10th.
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday,
Yes,
I thought.
yes.
that's what wasn't right.
I just wasn't using the right words. That's all. Okay, you had a question, Dawn.
It says 3 meals, but there's only 2 listed on the itinerary.
That I'll have to check on. Okay, dinner on the first night.
And dinner on the Thursday. Everything else is on your own.
Big 5 is included.
Yes, okay. On your own, you're right. Oh, you know what? That is another exclusion that I made to bring costs down. Sorry. To bring a meal down, figure $30 on a meal roughly. We could save that. So that's,
That'll be 2.
and yes, and she didn't change that in that first portion.
Yeah.
And that's why I love Rebecca. I can go back and say, you did that. I'm not the only one that does that. You did that. Yes, thank you, Donna. All right, so any other questions, guys?
I just have a question about the luggage.
Yes.
One check-on bag or one carry-on bag?
One checked bag
Okay,
that you would check through at the airport, that size. You may have your carry-on bag, which they give us a nice little tote bag that can be a semi carry-on, it's small, but we can have our carry-on, our purse to take on the bus with us. We are responsible for its coming and going. Our driver guide is responsible for our luggage coming and going.
The
Yes.
big one.
The big one, yes. Yes. Questions?
So the driver will not handle our carry-on bag?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Just in those, carry on has to be a certain size.
Depending on our airline, when we know our airline, we will have specific measurements for our baggage, yes.
Us as well.
Well, you can have it on your lap or under your seat or in the overhead. And actually, if there is room, that's a good question, a good point that Sue brought out. She said your carry-on needs to be a specific size. They don't give us dimensions for on the coaches, but you are responsible. So it's either in your lap, under your seat, or under the seat in front of you, or up on the rack above you. However, depending on how well we all comply, our drivers will usually say, if you've got a carry-on, a bulky carry-on, you can throw it under the bus. So they will allow us, providing that there's room to do that as well. But they don't give us dimensions there, but the airlines will definitely give us dimensions. Yes. And by the time we go, I think every airline should have Wi-Fi included. Woo! Yeah. We're paying for oxygen and bathroom services, but
The amount of money to take in euros
yes,
or pounds, we
Yes.
probably wouldn't need that much. We use credit cards most time.
absolutely. That's a good question for anyone that's interested in euros, pounds, and payments. The best suggestion is,
Pounds will take $1 probably in US.
I'm so sorry.
They'll take probably in a pound,
They,
they'll take $1.
depending on the exchange, it's funny, when we were there in May, they preferred the euro or they preferred the pound, only because our dollar has been, it's been wavering, so they preferred that. But a lot can change between now and October, we don't know. But walking around money, pocket change as far as pounds and euros, more euros than pounds, because we're only gonna have those 2 days in the Republic, or I mean, in the UK. But everything that is going to be of any cost, any value, you want to put on your credit card. And you want to make sure that your card doesn't charge an exchange fee. Yes, yes. Capital One, I know, does not. I don't know about the rest. Yes, yes. All right. Any other questions, folks? They don't have peanut butter. It's hard to find. Again, we all know how I love my peanut butter. I take my jar with me. You can take your jar with you, absolutely.
Does not include airfare.
That is correct.
Okay.
We will be getting airfare ASAP.
Airfare will be added on to this.
Transportation to from the airport and airfare and leisure care
Yes.
and gratuities. And we'll talk about the gratuities. They aren't a huge number, but we'll talk about that as well. Are not included in that cost. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes, sir.
The carry-on, didn't you tell us the last trip that you should have at least 3? In case your suitcase gets lost, right?
Yes. Yes. I always say that in your carry-on, you need to have a couple pair of underwear and a toothbrush, a change of clothes, so that, God forbid, you don't have your suitcase, you've got clean underwear and you got your toothbrush. Those are the primaries. And we always suggest in the packing, I think where you're getting the 3, is we suggest in the packing that whoever you're traveling with, that you intermix your packing so that when my husband and I go together, we always make sure that I've got some of his clothes, he's got some of mine, so that if one of the bags goes missing, the likelihood of both of them going is pretty small, but that we've got clothes, walking around clothes to get us through. Yes, good call. Thank you. All right. Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with the Trinity City Hotel?
I looked at them, but I have not stayed at the Trinity City, but it looks nice. Yes, it looks good. Yes, yeah. Actually, we usually stay at the Imperial downtown, and I am guessing that the Imperial was full because that's one of the rooms that we go to. But they're all good. Great theater in Dublin. We might luck into a great night at the theater there. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I've lost you down there at the end.
I'm sorry to talk him into being all of our husbands, but it's less.
Since ours don't wanna go.
Since ours don't wanna go, he can be all of our husbands.
And I'm glad you're shaking your head the way you're shaking it. Man after my own heart, you know what a headache we all do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am hoping that everyone here and every friend that you have is coming with you to join us on this. It is going to be an incredible journey. I absolutely am enamored. I am in love with Ireland. I love the people. I love the culture. I love the atmosphere. I love that we're going to see things that we haven't seen before and meet people that we haven't met before. It is absolutely beautiful. So let me know how I can help you sign. Yes, Suze.
Applications, I'm assuming on the back.
Yes, ma'am.
Need this, bottom back.
Yesterday would be nice. As soon as we can, get it booked. So I'm going to say we need commitments because I can't hold space indefinitely without commitments. And without 20 commitments, they will start pulling our space. So I am hoping that everybody has made up their mind that they are going and that we can get those 20 commitments quickly. Yes.
Yes, I know.
You're
starting.
Yes, yes. And when y'all are gonna be separated at the next meeting. No, I'm just gonna sit her back in the back room. No, Suze is not a troublemaker. Don't even pretend that she is. She's not. Look how attentive she is.
us now.
Unfortunately, that the way that the original brochure from Cathy Tours is made up. This is the front, this is the back. Lark was so nice to print them. Yeah, if you look, you can see that she printed them so that this is the beautiful front and this is the itinerary is the back. And you can pull them apart and just turn in your application if you'd like. So the deposit is best made on a credit card. We recommend that for everyone, for all payments, but if you want to fill that out, if you are thinking about it, want to fill it out and leave it with me, I am happy to hold on to it. So that if you call and say, yes, I'm going, or Cathy, no, tear that up and throw it away. I have your information ready to go. Those of you that I talked to about passports, I don't have to have this instant, but I do have to have passport information later. That's something we can talk about. You can call me and give me that information.
Can we fill it out and scan it to you?
Absolutely. Yes. Connie had a great question. Can you take it home, fill it out and scan it over to me to email? Absolutely. Good idea. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. The presentation has been sent out on Zoom. We do it. Thank you for joining us tonight. Those of you that are on Zoom. We do have a copy of it that we will have, as well as minutes from the meeting that we will send out to everyone so that yeah, for things that you don't remember that you can go back to.
The
Yes.
visa, how long are they good for?
A visa?
Yeah, remember the
Visa we need.
ETA.
the
The
ETA?
ETA is 2 years.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. There is a new, you've got it. No, you don't. You didn't go. You've got it. You've got it. ETA is, I will bring the information on it. I'm sorry? Yes, it's extortion. It is a form, it is a registration that anyone coming and going to Europe has to fill out. It started out as $8, it went to $10. I think by the time we went, it went to $14. By the time we are getting ready to go, it could be $20 for all I know. At our next meeting, when we have people signed up, though, we will be going over the ETA and how to apply for it. It's simple, you do it online. But it is, as Dale pointed out, it's extortion. It's another charge, another tracking device. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. Yes, Lark.
And we are gonna do one more in possession before Thanksgiving. We will announce that soon. If you have other friends that would like to.
Yes,
Just have to give it a feel again.
yes. Once is enough, right?
Well,
Yeah. All right. Thank you all. I hope to see you soon. And I hope to see all of your forms coming in soon. Have a good evening. If I should not talk to you or see you before Thanksgiving, it's right around the corner. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy. All right. So Dale, are you hooked? I said to Donna when she came in, I lost. I lost. the middle of this year. I was, ridiculous. One more thing, sorry. I am sorry. Hey, everybody, one more thing. You know how I am. Just one more thing. I don't have any stock in farmers or that one, farmers or farmers, or Rick Steves. However, I really strongly would suggest that before you travel, that you grab a book of some description. I know we can all go online and we can see it online, but some of us really enjoy having the print and being able to mark up the books. If you go through my books, you find that I've written all through them, and the good stuff, the bad stuff. Do some homework about the areas that we're going. I'm going to be doing more homework and gathering more information too, but want to make sure that pig farm, that, oh my gosh, that you wanted to see someplace, that you don't miss it. So, try to remember to, and you're welcome, anybody's welcome to borrow any of mine. I'll leave them up here. You can grab one if you want to and take it with you. I will ask you to bring it back before we travel. Doesn't have to be before then, but try to do some research and get some ideas on what's going to be exciting to you. Thank you. I'll be quiet now, we promise.